Okay, now we're on.
I was like 0 viewers.
Why is it zero?
No one shows up for these.
We've all been on 30 seconds already. Where is everybody?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
always happen.
Yeah, why does this happen? I'm gonna pull this up and on Facebook, so this way we can watch it live and answer questions live and everything.
Sweet.
So yeah, guys, I'm super excited to have Josh on the channel because in the Facebook group, if you're watching this on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. But yeah, guys, Josh has done some amazing shit with his agency, and he was he was pretty much one of the OGs in Agency in a Box. You were one of the first 15, you said, right?
Yeah, first 15.
First 15, man. That was 1 year ago last month?
Yeah, it was. That was back in, that was about a year ago. Time flies.
Yeah. God dang, that's crazy. So guys, we are going to, I just want Josh to tell a story because Josh was working in a 9-to-5 for the government. And then what we're going to dive into is how we landed deals, what his experiences was using Agency in a Box, his reluctancy to buy Agency in a Box before that even happened, and how we freaking got it off the ground in no time once he started. And then what he's done since moving on from specifically working with me and using Agency in a Box, because that was kind of like your launch pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what it's geared for, guys. It's not geared to like scale you all the way up. It's supposed to get you off the ground. I'm supposed to help you leave the nest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Josh left the nest, and now he's making 5 figures a month, quit his 9-to-5. It's fucking awesome. So anyway, Josh, let's just start off, man. And first of all, tell us what you were doing before Agency in a Box and before your digital agency, and then why you wanted to start an agency.
Yeah, definitely. So what I was doing before I started my agency was pretty much fresh out of college. When I was in college, I started an internship with the government, which led into a full-time position. And, after you leave college and you have a stable job lined up, you feel like, you made it based on the traditional expectations that are ingrained in people's brains these days. So I was working for the government, and then I just wanted to try to make some side income, because even before taking on full-time positions, I was always the type of person that wanted to make some extra cash to just buy things that I want. So one thing led to another. The common thing people are searching for is how to make money online. So before I even started my agency, I actually started with drop shipping. Just completely hated that business model, but ironically, I deal with only. It's the customer service act. There's no I feel like there's no integrity when it comes to drop shipping unless you have a private label brand. Most drop shippers, they don't ship the product to their actual house, so they don't test the quality, and I didn't do that. Plus, you can get into some copyright issues if you sell the wrong stuff. Customer service is a pain. Shipping times is a pain. So unless you have the processes in place, I don't recommend it.
Okay. So then you went from knowing that drop shipping is not the way to go, and then what happened now?
Yeah, then I just kept on searching online, and social media marketing continued to pop up. You get sucked into YouTube and their suggested videos. One thing led to another. I invested in courses that some of them didn't pan out the way I hoped. Most of us go into most of these courses and you're like, yeah, I invested, I'm getting started, I'm going to make a killing, I'm going to be a millionaire. And then, you start trying to implement the stuff and you realize it's all outdated. There's no support. And you just get a bad taste in your mouth. And then I stumbled upon, Agency in the Box.
How though? How'd you stumble upon it? Because I wasn't running ads back then.
No, YouTube content. I stumbled up. I think I was, because in all of these social media marketing courses I invested in, the biggest thing was cold calling. So trying to cold call local businesses, get them on the phone, get a meeting with them, then try to close them on your social media marketing services or try to get them on trial. And I think I was looking up, and I'm pretty sure I was looking up how to cold call, like tips for cold calling. And your video popped up for cold calling. And then I started watching your content. You only had like 5 videos up then. I remember you had a video of you in like a storage closet. I'm like,
I used to have to call out of it.
But yeah, that's how I stumbled upon you. And then I actually, in the comment box, in the comment section, not the comment section, the description, I read something about like agency in the box. And I think at the time you had a video kind of explaining, like kind of like an introduction to what agency in the box is. And I know on like your landing page, there was, I think you had like testimonials of like Facebook screenshots of people's wins in the group. And I recognized one of the names, Umar, who I still talk to this day. He's like one of my good buddies that's in the social media marketing space. And I was like, maybe I should contact him and ask him what it's all about. And he was like, dude, you got to get in this. Robb closes the deals for you. He fulfills it for you. I'm like,
yo, we closed like, I closed like 4 deals for Umar.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think I messaged you and I asked you a little bit more about it, and I just thought it was too good to be true, to be honest.
People still do.
Yeah, people still do. Even after I just saw your post, 955 people. People are just like, nah, it's not gonna work.
60 plus testimonials on the sales page.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, it's not gonna work for me. It's not gonna work for me. Everyone's different these days.
Yeah, it's true. So why exactly were you reluctant to jump into this program?
It was mainly because you try all these courses, you implement this stuff, you don't like, I think because social media marketing, I think that whole space was just it was very new. Like there was people killing it in the space, but no one really like producing content about it. No one really selling a course or a program that had like great feedback. It was just like new courses, new like gurus, mentors, and you invest in their stuff, and then they have some videos. Like I said, like most of the stuff's outdated, or they don't give you the right direction. There's just a ton of confusion. You don't really know where to start. And like I said, like you get a bad taste in your mouth, and then lo and behold, here's another program that's, saying the same thing, but this time they're going to jump on calls with you, and then they're going to close deals and fulfill. Then you're like, wait, this doesn't seem right. So yeah. I think it was just like a completely different type of program that you're skeptical about it because it was the first thing in the market doing that. And then that's why you question it a little bit until you actually jump in, invest, and then you realize like, oh, this is the real deal.
People still are, bro. There's nothing surprisingly still on the market. Like there's a lot of people out there that have the quote unquote agency in a box layout, but they won't close the deals for you.
Yeah.
Right. Or they won't, everybody's teaching lead gen. Everybody's teaching how to close. Everyone's teaching how to fulfill. Everyone's offering a white label service. But yeah, for some reason, nobody else yet has still been able to pull it all together.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, dude. That's why people are still skeptical, because there's nothing on the market like it.
Yeah. And closing the deal is the first step to even like making money. You don't even care about fulfillment yet if you can't even close a deal. Like there's resources out there. There's, resources and agencies in the box that help you with fulfillment, that give you that confidence, that knowledge to close deals. But if you have someone that's an expert in sales closing deals alongside of you, it's just a no-brainer. Like, why won't you, invest in this and pretty much have it all laid out for you, is how I see it.
So what was the largest deal? Because I want to talk about next how your experience was starting in the program. But what was the largest total contract value that I sold for you when you were working with me?
It was 5 figures. It was because we closed a lot of agencies that were looking for social media marketing services for their particular clients because they don't have a strong suit in that. And one particular client that we brought on like 4 accounts to us, each one paying a minimum of $1,000. And then that relationship lasted about 8 months.
And then we used, because I know we closed, I'm not going to drop the name of them because I know you had a contract with them or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was for 67,500, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I always get people like message me about the ad that you run, the YouTube video. They're always like, oh man, I saw you in Robb's video. I have a ton of questions for you, man.
Yeah, dude, that was a gnarly deal. Like, I think what was most fun about that, because we're going to talk about this soon, how you found that deal. Because if you guys don't know Josh at all, when it came to booking appointments, all I know really is cold calling. Okay, that's my thing, and I'm straight up ownership about that. And when it came to like LinkedIn, right, or it came to Upwork, or it came to cold emailing, like that's not my thing. So Josh saw, I think, Josh, was there even anything on Upwork before you came in to Agency in a Box?
There was nothing too like detailed. I know there was one course creator, like YouTube guy that had a Upwork course. And that was the only thing on the market, but no one really teaching how to find and close deals, but close them off Upwork so you're not charged the ridiculous fees. You can charge them more money. You can position yourself more of as an authority, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I saw Josh landing a bunch of deals on Upwork, and I was like, bro, come in and teach what you did, because we landed that $67,500 client. You pulled it off of Upwork.
Yep, off of Upwork.
Yeah, dude, that's nasty. So if you guys are not in Agency in a Box, you don't know this, but Josh teaches the training in Agency in a Box, how he does that. It's freaking crazy, dude. So let's get into the experience, man. What was your experience like?
With Agency in the Box?
Yeah, when you first came in, because you were reluctant to buy.
Yeah.
And then you bought. And then how long did it take you to land your first client? Like, what was the experience like?
I think it took me about a month to land my first client once I started implementing, really dialing in how I generate leads, get meetings, stuff like that. Because before jumping into Agency in a Box, I would jump on these calls or I would go into these local businesses. Like, I would be like so nervous. I wouldn't know what to say. So I wouldn't end up closing them. And then I jump in the Agency in the Box. You have a great sales training, but what was really good that really helped me was watching the replays of the sales calls you had with people already in Agency in the Box, because then you can really understand the tonality, the different words, how you respond to different objections and stuff like that, and just how you should be talking to the prospect to really understand their problem, and knowing that you have the solution to solve their problem was like the best thing about Agency in the Box, in my opinion. And then just experiencing it live once you jump on the call with us. Well, I know like now I think it's like your closers jump on the call with people. Just experiencing
I still jump on calls.
Oh, you still jump on calls?
Yeah, I still jump on calls.
Oh, sweet. Okay, guys, if you haven't invested in Agency in the Box, go ahead, go to the link, buy it right now, because just with Rob jumping on calls with you, you're going to get a sales training course worth tens of thousands of dollars. Like, because of Agency in the Box, it gave me the foundations I needed for closing sales over the phone and like in a video call that I just didn't experience through any other course. And like, I'm 100% serious about that. I really learned a lot from Rob in regards to sales, just how I should present myself in calls. Now, like, I can confidently close deals by myself. Like, I have no problem jumping on the phone with people and closing them on a 5-figure package or like a retainer, because like I know I have the confidence and the sales skills to do it.
Dude, that's freaking awesome, man. Yeah. So you were in Agency in a Box, and then did I hear you right? Like, what happened after a year? Because you were working for the government.
Yeah, so I jumped into Agency in the Box. I was still working for the government. So pretty much after my government job, on my breaks, even like when I got home at 6 o'clock, I would be grinding. I would be implementing what's an agency in the box, trying to get calls, because calls are opportunities to close a deal. And I was pretty much trying to start up my agency so I can get it to a consistent revenue stream so that I can, for me, I want to take calculated risks. So what I did, I wanted to save 6 months of living expenses so that when I do leave like my full-time job, I know that if for whatever reason it doesn't go as like the growth doesn't happen as quick as I hope, I do have that, that reserve there. And in February, I was able to leave my job because I had enough cash reserves to kind of be like, okay, now or never. If I don't do it now, I'm probably never going to do it, because everyone, I can speak from experience and just kind of talking about, like, I know there's probably a ton of people that are like a full-time, part-time position, and you just wonder when the right time is. And to be honest, I know this probably sounds like a broken record, but there really isn't a right time. Just, you got to have confidence in yourself. If you have confidence in yourself, you're going to be able to make it work and grow your business. So I would contribute a lot of my success with my agency because of Agency in the Box, because of those sales skills and those initial clients that I was able to close, because it gave me the confidence that I needed to go out, close more deals, look up, like, go after more prospects, and know for a fact that, my agency might, I have what it takes to fulfill on what I'm promising to these business owners.
So, dude, first of all, I love that. What I love about your story, because I remember taking these calls with you, and you were literally at dude, there was a time, I think you said you were sitting on your van or your car.
Yeah, so when I used to work for the government, I took a van pool, and like I would get off work early. I would like scoot out of work a little bit early to take like strategy sessions with Robb. And sometimes I go a little bit over and my van shows up. So I have to switch over from Zoom from my computer to my phone. I plug in my headphones and I'm sitting in the back of my van, like closing deals with Robb, like talking to these prospects over Zoom. And I'm trying to be quiet because, you're not supposed to use a phone on the van because people are trying to relax. And I'm in the back just like, oh yeah, let's get started with this. Come on, I'll send you the proposal. And I remember one day, the driver was like, hey, like, what do you do back there? I hear you talking on the phone all the time. I was like, oh, I have like I have an agency that I do on the side, and I was on a strategy session. They're like, oh, that's awesome. Dude, there's so many insane stories about just taking calls at work. Like, I took calls in the pouring rain. Like, I go on my break and there's like this little seating area in front of this apartment complex. And just one time it just started pouring down rain. I'm on this call and you can tell in the background, you can hear the rain.
I remember that.
I'm like, oh, this is just my luck. But it's just like, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, man. And I remember you sitting at the picnic table taking calls and like literally being on Zoom.
Yeah.
And people saw you're sitting at a picnic table.
Yeah.
And
I would just say, oh, I just like being outside when I take calls. It's a change of atmosphere.
Yeah, dude. And they totally were into that. And it's funny because like everyone's always like, well, I need an office. I need to work from like a nice background area. Mm-hmm. And like you said, like you found me on YouTube because I was making cold calls out of utility closets at the time. I wasn't making any money at the time. I just started my agency again. And so then you're over here proving that you could literally take calls from anywhere, guys. Because Josh did it. I remember these calls, and he'd be at the weirdest places.
Starbucks. I'm in the corner of Starbucks.
We're closing like 5-figure a month deals, and he's sitting at Starbucks. It's like, or at a picnic table, or in the back of a van. So yeah, I remember that, man. So it's 1 year later, dude. Or actually, talk to us about your 9 to 5. What did your routine look like? Because you're working a 9 to 5. And you built up an agency doing 5 figures a month now. So what did your routine look like in order for you to be able to quit?
Yeah. So when I was working on my 9 to 5, so I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to go to work. So I would have to get to my van for 5:45 to get to work for 6:30 in the morning. So usually, like when I'm on my van, if I'm like more awake and stuff, I'll read books, I'll listen to podcasts just to get like my mindset right, just to build like more skills, because like that's like prime time. Like even though I'm technically not alone, I have that time to myself to kind of progress on like my mindset and stuff, so I can prepare myself to when I do make that jump. Like I have a strong mindset going to it. I would get to my job, and as you guys know, with like full-time jobs, if you guys have it, you typically don't have any time to like do stuff for like side income stuff. So from like I would get to work at 6:30. At like around 12, I would take my lunch, and then on my lunch, I have a 30-minute lunch, and I would take my laptop. I would go outside to that seating area at the apartment complex because they had free Wi-Fi, and I would start just going on Upwork, trying to find like job postings that I could apply for, get them on a call, and close them. And that's what I did during my lunch. And then obviously I have to go back to work until 3:30, which I get picked up off from my van. And then again on my van, I'll be listening to podcasts, reading books, stuff like that. And I'll get home at about 5:30, since there's typically a lot of traffic at the end of the day. And I would go to the gym because I prioritize my health, because you can build the biggest business in the world, but if you don't have the energy, if you're not like mentally strong, physically strong, like there's no point, to be honest.
Yep.
And then after the gym, I would go back home, shower, get dressed, and then head over to Panera from about like 6:30 to about 9 o'clock. Sometimes I'll stay there until like 10, 11 when they close, just to continuously apply for jobs on Upwork. If during that time I've had like client work to do, or like, fulfillment type stuff, I would work on that. And then just thinking of different ways and implementing different ways that I could get strategy sessions, get meetings. So I started dabbling with like cold email, coming up with unique strategies for that. That started to work. So usually my routine was just like trying to get meetings, so that meetings can equal income, which that income could mean me leaving my job.
Which you did.
Which I did.
Dude. And when did you leave your job?
February 1st. So I resigned in January. So I gave them a month notice and left in February.
Dude, that is freaking awesome, man.
But the thing is, I could have left earlier, but it was just a mindset thing holding me back, to be honest. Because just going back to the point of, hey, when is the right time? Well, there isn't a right time. If you're confident in yourself, then just go for it.
Absolutely, man. 100%. Like, well, because I remember you telling me that I need to make a certain amount of money, Rob, before I get my job. And then I remember asking, like, well, how much are you making now?
Mm-hmm.
And how much were you making again?
So I was on salary. I was making, when I left my job, I was making 52,000 salary. So that was equating to about like 20, like I think like $2,000 after taxes, and like putting into like investments and stuff. $2,000 a month.
Nice. And how much are you making now?
8 to 10 consistently.
Nice, dude. So you basically doubled your income.
Yeah.
You really make a minimum of 100,000 a year.
Yeah. It sometimes you don't realize it until you step back, observe, and just see what you accomplish. Sometimes just you're trying to move too quick that you don't, celebrate those wins, and you might get caught up in it sometimes. So,
dude, that is a high level response.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. That is a high level response, bro. Because I still get caught up in that.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we're losing. Why are we losing this month? And then you look at the numbers and you're like, I guess we're not like losing.
Yeah.
But, like let's level up.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a higher level.
Yeah, man. I really respect what you did, dude, because you are literally the epiphany. Because I think when I met you, I was always like, I think my mindset at that time a year ago was, if you want to be successful, you need to go all in and quit your job and then go all into the agency.
Yeah.
I don't think that way now
Yeah.
because I've seen people like you. I've seen we have a handful of other people now in the program. I know you're not as involved now, which we should get you in our higher level program, but we'll talk about it later. But there's a lot of people now coming into the program that have a 9-to-5. They have families and all this other stuff. So and they're doing it. They're doing what you did. So I love hearing your story, man, because I didn't do it that way. I just like went all in, which is reckless, honestly. And because I have 2 kids, you know, all the bills, providers, stuff like that, and I just went all in. So seeing how you how you navigated that whole routine, that daily routine, dude, is amazing. So anyone watching this, like Josh did it. He worked the 9-to-5, which by the way, and you kind of touched on this earlier, the 9-to-5s are meant. Whoops. Let me make sure I didn't lose you here because emails popped up. The 9-to-5s are meant to make it impossible for you to do anything on the side.
Exactly.
That's how they lay it out. So, guys, I know we've had like over a dozen people hovering on this live the entire time. Josh, just we're going to do this every Thursday to share the experience. But do you have any questions for us, right? That Josh could answer for you right now? Because Josh went through the 9-to-5. He did the thing, guys. Like everyone talks about, well, I don't know, I don't have time.
I hate that excuse. I hate that excuse so much, to be honest. Like when my friends or like even like, you know, close people to me, when they say that, I just like, are you kidding me? Like I don't want people to compare myself, or you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone. But if you see what other people are doing to accomplish their goals, using the excuse of not having enough time is insane. There's always time. It's not having enough time. It's having good time management. Most people have poor time management. They think spending 2 hours in front of Netflix is using their time wisely when it's not.
Dude, 100%. It's funny you said that because like last night I was like, man, I just want to stay up and watch an episode of Riverdale.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, no shame, right? And I'm over here saying to myself, like, dang, I feel like an Olympic athlete because I have no choice in my business but to sleep right now so I can wake up and be able to go full speed.
Yeah. Like there's always a time and place to have that downtime. But when you have goals to accomplish and you choose to do the things that don't push your business forward over the things that do push your business forward, you're setting yourself up for failure. And sometimes I even personally get caught up in that. Like just to be transparent, there's obviously going to be days where you just don't have the motivation to like push forward, but you just got to realize that's part of the process. And that's just something that I'm still continuously working on with my own mindset, because mindset is, I would say, one of the biggest drivers for success.
Dude, 100%. So someone asked, can you share some tips on cold email? And there's another one on how did you avoid the fees on Upwork? And guys, we're not going to get into super detail on that with this because that's not what this call is for. Right? We want to share real life experiences. If you guys want to hear about that kind of stuff, you can message Josh, right? Yep. Or you could join us on other lives we have in the group where we discuss those topics specifically. But yeah, Josh has a way of how he sets up his systems, and we teach this in Agency in a Box because when I say we, Josh actually teaches it. He created the full training and everything, and it's amazing. But he shows you how to avoid the Upwork fees and then pull the clients off of Upwork. Did you share a cold email strategy in that, or is just Upwork?
No, we share both.
Okay, you do.
Yeah, we share both.
Yo, that's crazy. So if you guys want his cold email strategies and all of his Upwork strategies, like it's in that program. Well, dude, I know we've been on this 30 minutes. Do you have any other tips that you would give to anyone based on your experience that you feel would help people stuck in their 9-to-5 or running into the same disbeliefs you had prior to where you are now?
Yeah, I would say one of my biggest tips would be to continuously grow and improve on your mindset. I think mindset is going to be the biggest driver to whether or not you leave your 9 to 5 or not, or whether or not, if you're not even in a 9 to 5 and you're just trying to grow an agency, I think mindset is going to be the biggest driver in just controlling your mindset and your emotions to positively push your business forward. Because like, I struggle with this sometimes, and it's something I'm constantly trying to improve on. And I know it's one of the drivers that's going to push me forward, is just to have that mindset, that confidence that I will do whatever it takes to push my business forward no matter what. And if you go into every single day with that type of mindset, having the discipline to do the things that you know will push your business forward, even when you don't feel like doing it, I think that's really going to help anyone that's growing their agency or business right now, even if you're in the 9 to 5 or if you're not in the 9 to 5. Because I know with the 9 to 5, you're at that job. It might not even be a 9 to 5. Like for me, it was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. It was like a 12-hour day, and you're going to have that lack of energy. You're going to have that lack of time because it's getting eaten away from your 9 to 5. But then you have to really utilize the time that you do have and use it to the best of your ability to really implement the things that are going to push your business forward, instead of the things that aren't. Because I know a lot of people focus on, hey, what logo should I have? What name should I have for my business? What website host provider should I use? And all that stuff doesn't matter. Like, I didn't have a website or anything like that when I first started. It's just something I have now just to kind of be there, kind of just like professionalism, and I put a case studies on there and stuff. But when you're first starting, just focus on the things that are going to get meetings, because meetings are opportunities to make money. And at the end of the day, the meetings are going to turn into a numbers game. And as you keep on doing them, you can just reverse your KPIs. And if you want to make 10 grand, then you know how many leads you need, how many meetings you need, how many closes you need.
Boom. Spoken like a true business owner.
Woo, that's the goal.
That's what's up. I love it, dude. I love it.
It's crazy because I never thought about that way. Like when I first started, it's definitely a growing process. Like I've definitely improved, like just how I see business and how I see mindset and growth. And I feel like everyone's going to experience that as they start experiencing just growing a business as a whole and investing in themselves. Like investing in yourself is the biggest thing. So.
And it starts with jumping into a program people are having success in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be a be there, done that, got the t-shirt program, which, I'm glad you were in there, man. I'm glad you put your trust in me to help get you off the ground. I'm really excited to see where you've taken this, because it's been really fun to watch your growth since then. I love helping people. I mean, we've had a lot of people now hit 6 figures using the program, but dude, you were one of the OGs. So really love it, man. I appreciate you jumping on the channel and taking the time out of your day to do all this.
No problem.
So appreciate it.
I like doing it. I like talking to people and helping them.
I appreciate it, dude. So perfect. All right, man. Well, thanks again. And the last thing before we jump off, though, there's a question here I want to answer, and then I want to link your stuff in here.
Sure.
Okay, so if you guys want to find more information with Josh, I know you have a YouTube channel.
Yep.
So you want to go to this thread in the Facebook group right now and just drop your YouTube channel link in the thread.
Sure.
And then there's a question here. How do you up-level your mindset daily? I know I have ways I do this, but I want to hear from you how you do this.
One of the biggest thing is surrounding yourself with the right people. Because I recently invested into a program that, to some people might seem way out of their league. But the thing is, the people in this program are doing 40K months, 40K days. There's people doing $1 million months. I think your environment definitely has a huge impact on your mindset, especially growing it daily, because when you heavily invest into a program to be around these type of people, you get to experience what they experience on a day-to-day basis based on what they post in the group and how they interact in the group. So just
Nice.
seeing how these high level business owners interact with each other and how they, see business in their eyes, you constantly improve on your mindset because you'll find these little gold nuggets every day that you might be reading something and you might catch yourself like, oh, I do something that's this and it's not impacting me positively, but I can see that this 100K a month business owner does like experiences the same exact thing, and this is how they counteracted it. And these types of groups are talking about this stuff all the time. And I would say that's the biggest thing for me and what I've experienced recently, because I recently invested into it, and that's definitely been helping my mindset tremendously.
Dude, I love that. It's funny because that is a major selling point for the other programs that we have, like the upper level programs.
Yeah.
It's not just the information. The information is the tools, like you said, but like that community addresses everything around you starting to progress using that information.
Yep.
Like that is the priceless stuff.
Yep.
Josh just dropped his YouTube channel, guys. So you can click on that. But guys, that is the useful stuff. Like kind of like Josh said, like just getting to like work with me and learn from being on the calls was worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Right? Communities I've jumped into, it's been massive just seeing how they deal with their problems.
And I would say if you're just starting out with your agency, I would say Agency in the Box is one of the perfect stepping stones to getting you to a higher level in your business, because I know there's people in there doing six figures. So if you're not anywhere close to six figures and you want to see how the six-figure players, play the game, jump into the Agency in the Box, experience their language, how they're like solving their problems, what they're doing within their business to progress it forward. And then once you kind of, there's going to be a point where you do plateau, and it's going to happen because there's always going to be higher levels. But once you do plateau, I know Robb has even like an even higher, greater like program with even more successful people. And then, there might be another plateau, and then you might have to invest even more to get yourself surrounded by even higher level people. So there's always going to be a group of people that's going to be a step above the one before them to just grow your mindset and just business as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's so true. I bought into programs that were like 5 figures, and it was strictly for that community.
Yeah. Yeah. The program I just invested in was it was close to 5 figures. It was like 9,800, and it's a 10-week program. But the thing is, like, my mindset and just how I approach things, like emotionally and like mentally, changed significantly. It's definitely helped my business as a whole.
Dude, I freaking love that you did that. And guys, if you're hearing him, that's $1,000 a week.
Yeah,
he's investing in this. And Josh is not. I'm not downplaying this because this is an amazing accomplishment. But Josh is doing 8,000 to 10,000 a month, and he's investing $1,000 a week.
Yeah,
for 10 weeks.
Yeah,
like I hope you guys heard what he just said, and it's not because he doesn't like he's just ready to spend that money or he has that money. It's because he right, that's going to get you and elevate you faster, get you to that next level faster. Yep. So, dude, I commend you for that, for knowing that. Just knowing that alone is an entirely higher level of thinking. A lot of people say to them, I get this all the time. A lot of people say, well, I only have $1,000 in my bank account. Like, I can't do that. Or I only have, I can't do this because I'm not making enough money yet.
That's what credit comes in. You got to utilize other people's money.
Yeah, use other people's money to grow your business to get to the next. Dude, that line right there is awesome. You're living it, bro. You're living proof. I know I have a really, really shitty credit score, so I can't do that. But that's the truth, bro. You're living proof. You're using other people's money to be able to ascend yourself to the next level.
Yeah, it comes down to self-confidence. Like, don't invest in yourself if you don't feel like you're going to be able to implement on what you're being taught, because that's the only thing that's going to grow your business. But if you're confident that you'll make things work no matter what, invest in yourself, and you'll never look back. Like I invested $9,800, and that's the biggest investment I ever made in my life. But it's definitely an investment that won't be the most expensive, and it won't be the least expensive. There's always going to be a greater investment that I'm going to be looking for to up-level myself.
100%, dude. I love that. Well, awesome, guys. You could check him out in the link below. And I'm going to go ahead and actually love this link too. Boom. And all right, guys, we're ending this. I really appreciate everyone jumping on. Jarn, excuse me. Hope this was awesome for you, bro. You got that question answered. That was a great answer, Josh, for the mindset. And we'll catch you guys. We'll do a training. We'll be doing this every Thursday. So feel free to tune back in to listen to everyone's success. Actually, you brought this up, Josh. Other people are doing 6 figures. We have somebody doing extra 7 figures now.
Now, is that Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie.
Nice.
So Jamie will be on next Thursday, guys. If you want to hear how he generated an extra 7 figures in his agency, going through different obstacles than Josh did, because we're all at different starting points.
Yep.
Right. So Josh, I appreciate you, man, sharing this experience. It's freaking rad.
No problem. I love sharing it. That's actually the first time I've ever shared it. And it kind of like just puts things into perspective sometimes. It kind of just makes you stop and think. Like some of the stuff I like completely forgot about and just didn't even think about until like we started bringing it up on the call.
Yeah, dude. It's freaking, I love it. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next one, and have a great rest.